Okay, guys. We're at the 7 Points Campground in Pennsylvania.
Near Racetown Lake. But that's also near Heston, Huntingdon, in that area. Greater Allatoona
Right
area.
here,
Yep.
the dump stations, there are 4 dump stations
And
here.
these are only electric sites. So your water you have to carry in, but they got drinking water.
Yes.
You know, right there they had drinking water. That's where we filled ours up. And you'll notice as we're going down the hill here, you'll see this kind of gravel to the side. So they've got a path from each one of these campgrounds. There's like 6 of these. And also to the right here, you'll see a volunteer village. So I guess they put all their volunteers there. So what we're driving you into now is Meadow Camp. We like the Meadow Camp here. Not a lot of shade, I don't think, but all these sites are really large. They all have tent pads, picnic tables, fire rings. I think it was 50 amp, wasn't it? Do you remember?
I don't remember. And I actually plugged in. I think ours had a 50 amp on it.
Yeah, they might, but they do have 50 amp available. And you can see, you know, some of these are really large sites. You'll see some smaller sites. I don't think we've seen a campsite here that we wouldn't
No, that I wouldn't take.
There are some that we like better than others.
Of course, yeah. But
again, and I think there's what, about a little bit less than 300 sites total?
I think that's right. I think it's like 281.
It's 200 and some change or something.
Yeah, almost 300.
They have a group camp over here to the right.
Yep. You know, when it's pretty full, and today is
Tuesday,
yeah. And
the only thing that I didn't like about this campground is that check-in time is not until 5 p.m.
yes, so when we left our other one, which was 1,
we had some time to kill.
We had some time to
But the checkout is 4.
Yeah.
So, you know, plan accordingly is all we're saying.
Yeah.
And they've got all these little sections broken down. Now, the name of the loops are kind of like indicative of the area. So the loop that we're staying on is Ridge. And it's on the ridge. This is Meadow, so you can see this is kind of in the meadow. And like I said, across from us is the volunteer village. That must be where all their volunteers stay. I don't think I'd ever seen one where they put all the volunteers in one place, but I'd say that that's probably nice to at least, you know, get to know your other volunteers and connect with them.
And this is really pretty large, so this will be a long video, but it is definitely good sized. I mean,
now what you'll see up here on the left is probably one of the biggest visitor centers you will ever see.
Yes.
On a Corps of Engineer.
I mean, they have a marina here, a boat dock.
They have a beach.
They have church services.
So there's the gift shop, the amphitheater is over there, ranger's office.
Yeah, and I've got my GoPro on the dash, so I don't know if you could see how big that thing is, but it is good size.
They've got a lot of nature trails here, walking trails, or hiking trails.
Disc golf, if you like stuff like that. It's a very, very, very nice
Corps of Engineer.
Yeah, it really is.
So what we're rolling onto now is what they call Valley Camp
and
Point Camp. So these two are off the same loop. And of course, again, we're on Raystown Lake. So that Point Camp, you actually can see a little bit of the water from it.
We got here, and we've got a week here down. We just thought, we've been doing quite a bit of running. You know, 3 nights here, 2 nights there. So we come here and really just picked it to relax.
To decompress.
Yes.
Okay, so this is Valley Camp. Some of these are smaller sites, like that one to the left there.
Yeah.
Somebody's about to go canoeing. This is our second day here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be here till
Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, sadly, another KOA. For I really don't like the independent campgrounds, you know, the KOA. Because you know how they are, guys. They just pack you in like sardines, you know.
The campground we stayed at before this one was an independent. We had to wait there a couple of days till we could get in here.
Yeah.
And what was that name? Woodland?
Yeah, Woodland Camp.
And it was near Clearfield. That was a really nice independent campground. The only bad thing they had was how tight the sides were.
Yeah.
And they were tight. Really tight. And there were a lot of seasonals, even though I don't have a problem with seasonals.
No.
It was a quiet campground. And
yeah, it was.
so it looks like they've got some extra parking here where you can park boats. And additional cars, of course, a little playground. But you'll see rigs of all sizes here. Truck campers, Class A's. I don't know if we've seen a Prevost.
No, no Prevost I ain't seen. But it's a very nice little
the thing I've kind of enjoyed about this one is that, you know, a lot of Pennsylvania people are here, right?
Yes.
So they're getting to enjoy their own, you know, campgrounds. I mean, they're indirectly paying for it, I'm sure, somehow.
Yeah.
Bucknell University is where they're from.
We got here Sunday. Yesterday it rained.
Yeah.
All day.
And most of the night.
And most of the night. But we think we're out the bad weather. At least
it might be cloudy, but
be.
hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, there's the little walkway you can see down the side.
Yep.
Where they connect all the different little campground. This was a pretty view, I thought, from here.
Yep. How much are they in that?
They were 30 a night.
30 a night.
Now, I'm sure you could get the discount if you had the
Geezer
old
pass.
geezer pass. But we're still...
I'm still a few years away.
No, a year and some few months.
A year and a few months.
So additional parking here on the right, and then now we're into the Point Camp. Looks like sites 112 through 154. These are definitely sloped down to the water, but the sites themselves are still
level.
So
Yeah,
they've done a very good job at leveling these.
Yeah.
And when you look at all stays, I don't know whether you trust all stays, because sometimes their reviews are good and sometimes they're not, we found. But this one is rated 5-star.
Yes.
And I think we would agree with that rating.
As a whole, yeah. Yeah. They're a little tighter. There's some places in here, I guess, some of the older sections.
Now, I don't like this guy's side at all.
No. No.
We had one that was kind of like that on Mountain Hill, but that one's probably bigger than what we had on Mountain Hill.
Yeah. But I took Mountain Hill, you know, of course I knew, because we lived there, so we kind of knew, but we had done it to kind of load
get the condo ready to be sold.
Get the condo ready to be sold, yeah.
And the condo has sold.
Yes, it has.
And we're waiting for closing. That's why we're going back to Tennessee.
And I got doctor's appointment.
And you got doctor's appointment, so we just get it all done while we're there.
So, but this is a decent, really, campground. You know, of course, you know, we're no water view.
Watch out, those kids are not watching you at all. We haven't figured out if the Pennsylvania schools have not started back yet or not. We're seeing a lot of kids.
Yeah, a lot of kids must not be back in yet, you know. And this is, which I'm kind of surprised ain't it getting time. I mean, it's up in August.
That's today, the 16th?
Yes, it is 16th. You know? That one needs some schooling there if it just walks down the middle of the road. Middle of the road.
Some additional parking here, dumpsters. Okay, so that was Valley and Point Campgrounds.
Now, guys, I'm going to turn this camera off and we'll get back at the next one because this is a good loop around. It's a few miles around. So,
yeah, we're going to go by Marina and stuff, but it takes you a little while to get there.
To get around there.
Yeah,
so we'll be back here.
This is something you don't see very often, right?
This is overflow parking, guys.
This is what they call their mushroom lot. And it's right next to the water, but this is overflow parking for vehicles, your boat trailers. And I would think if you wanted to kill some time to get in here,
be a good place.
It'd be a good place to do your overflow parking.
Yes, it would.
Okay, we're still heading to our next campsite.
And the Allegheny picnic areas, they're all kind of picnic areas for day use, which is really nice.
This parking on the right is going to be their beach parking.
Yes.
So you can see with all the parking spaces, it must get heavily used.
Yeah, I say on the weekends it's packed.
The marina is off to the right, and I think there's a restaurant in there too.
Yes. And after the marina is the boat ramp. And it's a very nice boat ramp. Right down there it is. This is probably one of the, even Corps of Engineers, which I think most of them are pretty nice. This one's really nice. I mean, so. Oh, and just trails everywhere. And here,
this is Sonoya campsites, 172 to 261. This one's right on the water. I think this was probably our least favorite.
you know, it probably, this one was.
There's
probably,
one that we haven't gone into yet, with Bay. We didn't go into
we didn't go into Bay, no. But
you're right on the water down through here. Sites look a little smaller.
But you got water views. And I wondered if this is some of the older ones, because most everything in here is a little tighter, real unlevel. But this probably wouldn't be bad if I didn't have a dog. Ours is kind of nice because, which we'll show it to you when we get to the end, because we've got a grass area to walk. So it makes it a little nicer.
Each of the areas, of course, have their own bathhouses. So
yeah,
this splits off.
and we haven't checked them out. I mean, they look pretty new, but we haven't went inside them because we just use ours. You know, we can go a week pretty good, so we just use our own bathroom and our own shower and stuff.
But this gives you an indication of what the campsites look in this. Again, this is Sonoya.
Yes. They go up the hill, down the hill here. But now where you set your rig is pretty level.
Yes.
You know, with just your picnic table is down steps, and you know how they do that. But it's still a neat campground. But like I said, for me, even though it's on the water and I do like the water, it was still probably my least favorite, you know. But plenty of trees, you know. And
The other thing too is they talk about, you know, since this is all, you're on a point, you've got watercraft, anybody can park on your lot. Like you You're not
Yeah.
renting the water.
No.
You're renting, you know. But people, you know, they do complain that people walk through their campsites quite a bit to get to the water.
Yeah, and they're allowed to, you know.
And they're allowed to.
Because it's in the thing.
You're going to be able to get through.
Yeah, but it's going to be a tight fit. But they got plenty of work crews here. You know, you see them out working. And, but it's really, guys, if you're driving through Pennsylvania and just want to brake a little bit, and you're in this area, which is Huntingdon
and Heston.
Yeah. It's a nice little rest over, guys. And
that's what our goal was here, is to come and do a little rest, since we'd had a busy week in Maine.
Yeah.
We were going every day.
Yeah, every day.
And so this has kind of been nice to just recharge the batteries.
Okay, guys, we'll be back with you.
One more we got one more campsite and then ours. So we're going to be seeing this one right along with you guys, because we did not come into this one. We were past it yesterday. Campsites 155 to 170. This is Bay. And I'm already kind of liking what I'm seeing.
I am too.
This reminds me a lot of Meadow.
Yeah.
And definitely you tell there's...
This one's empty.
It's got power.
Yeah.
That bathroom is closed. That's why people are not in this loop.
Oh, was it?
They've had an issue. That's probably why.
Why it's not as busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can see
kind of what you get. I mean, they're all kind of like this. But they're different. Each one has got a little different flavor to it. Don't you agree?
Yeah, they do.
That must be tent camping. See how they got all the parking spaces?
Parking spaces, yeah. But nice level sites. And very nice level sites. And you're right, the bathroom's shut in this one, which
yeah.
But there are plenty of maintenance people here. I'm sure they'll get it running, because I was working on ours the other day, doing some walls. So.
Okay, well, we'll see them back at Ridge Camp.
And Ridge is actually the first camp as you run in. And that's where we're at. Okay, guys. This is Ridge, and this is where me and Miss Junebug is at.
Sites 1 through 43.
And what are we in? 19.
We're in 19.
There's a split 30 to 43. Runs down that way. And the ranger is making her round. And we've seen them every day.
Yeah, they've been active.
Yeah, you actually see them, yeah. But, here comes one out.
So our side's right here on the left.
Yeah, and we actually have some grass, see, up here in the front. And it's a nice area for us, and this was 19. Just one step down to the picnic table and fire ring. But checkout ain't until 4. That just...
But check-in is 5.
I think that's one of the longest,
Yeah.
latest,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
checkout I've seen. But, I kind of like the back end down opposed to the very front of this, because it's a little more treed down here, it's a little more wooded.
Yeah, our side gets full shade.
Yeah. Which might not be a good thing today, because
we're trying to
dry my chairs out. Where
we
I'd
left our
them.
camping chairs out.
Well, they said no rain last night. They lied.
They lied.
Weatherman missed it. But,
but this is our tour of Ridge Camp. And
7 Points Campground, COE.
near Heston, Pennsylvania.
Near Pennsylvania.
We
yeah,
would
Heston.
recommend it.
Yeah, it was a nice campground, guys. And
we may do something tomorrow. We might have another video up.
yeah.
So we're not going to tell you what it is. We're going to surprise you.
Well, and then we might not do it, and if we didn't do it, then it'd be
a disappointment.
So
I hope you've enjoyed our
Tour.
drive-through.
Yeah. Yep. Of 7 Points Campground, guys. And the campsites are Ridge, Meadow, Valley Point, Sonoya, and Bay. Sonoya and Bay. And really, just a beautiful campground, guys. So, we'll talk to you later.